I need all of y'all to do me a favor. Can y'all do that? Oh, good. Somebody said, Pastor. That's good. Well, everybody get up. No, I'm just playing. Would y'all please stand to your feet? Give yourselves a hand clap for me. Would you do that? Oh, that's all you got for yourself? Come on. Clap for yourself. Come on. All right. Good. Now let's clap for this organization. Come on, let's do that. Good. All right, let's clap for God. Let's clap for God, whoever God is in your life. All right, now clap for me. Come on, clap for me. All right, all right. All right. Thank y'all for that ovation. Thank you. You can have a seat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Somebody said that it couldn't be done. But he, with a chuckle, replied that maybe it couldn't. But he wouldn't say so until he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands who tell you it can't be done. Someone scoffed, said, no one's ever done it. You'll never do that. So he took off his coat. He took off his hat. First thing you know, he began it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he'd done it. There are thousands who prophesy failure. There are thousands who tell you that it can't be done. There are thousands who wait to talk to you one by one to tell you the dangers that wait to assail you. So he took off his coat. He took off his hat. And next thing you know, he won it. You need to take off your coat, take off your hat, and begin to work and go to it. Start tackling the thing that couldn't be done, and I guarantee you, you'll do it. My name is Anthony D. Shannon, pastor of a church, teacher, trainer, coach. I'm a transformational coach. I take people who they said is thrown away, short bus, outcast, can't learn, and help them to learn. But I want to show you why I believe in miracles. I want to take you back. If I had the thing, it would go, come on, go back with me. All right, here it is, September 23rd. My mother is pregnant with twins. My mother falls out. They take her to the hospital. They run test after test. They don't know what's wrong. By the time they're done with the last test, she goes into a coma. She's in a coma for 10 days. She comes out of the coma 10 days later, October 3rd, 11:45 p.m. They do an emergency C-section. They pull out a girl. She's stillborn. They then find out another child is there. They pull the child out. No pulse. Stillborn. As they begin to move the child, the boy wakes up when oxygen hit his lungs. The doctors are amazed because the other baby don't wake up. So they run these tests on the child and found out that because the oxygen was cut off, that the child would grow up with a learning disorder. They call it an intellectual disability, that they wouldn't be able to talk, speak, enunciate, articulate, wouldn't be able to have a normal, functionable life. Found out that child was myself. So all my life, I had to fight. If you ever saw the movie Oprah, she said, all my life, I had to fight. You tell that hoppo, I'll kill him dead. All right? That's what my mother said to the enemy. I'll kill you dead before I accept this diagnosis on my son. And so all my life, we go to school. I didn't understand. I didn't know. I'm in fights. I'm battling. I'm getting kicked out of school because I can't talk well. I can't enunciate well. So kids, you know, they're very honest, they're very brutal, and they're very rude because they start bullying other people that don't look like, sound like them. And so they get into cliques. And so I had to fight them. So one day I decided, I'm not going to get bullied no more. I'm just going to beat up everybody. I started beating up everybody. I went to the biggest guy and knocked him out. They said, oh, that Anthony, he's somebody. Oh, okay, so I was feeling good. But I was flunking. And one day, Mrs. Horton, she pulls me to the side. Now, you got to understand, Mrs. Horton, all of the teachers, male teachers, is talking about Mrs. Horton. All of the woman teachers is talking about Mrs. Horton. She's so smart. She's so pretty. Long, beautiful hair. And here I'm getting bullied and beating up people. And she comes to me and says, I need to talk to you. Talk to me? I want to talk to you. Okay, what do you want to talk about? You want me to beat up somebody? She said, no. I said, okay, you want me to go help hurt somebody? She said, no. I want to talk to you. So I went in there to talk to Mrs. Horton. As we were having a conversation, I couldn't get the words out. She said, I noticed that you have a challenge in your speech. I tell her my story. She says, well, I'll tell you what. I know a lady named Susan. Susan is a speech pathologist. I'm going to make it my mission to help you overcome. Tell me why you beat up people. So I told her, because I get tired of people bullying me. I can't articulate, I can't enunciate, and I'm sick of it. So I beat up people. She said, well, I don't want you to beat up people. She said, I want you to believe in who you are. And I want to show you how that there is a God. I said, you sound like my mother. My mother been talking about, she know God, God's going to do a miracle. She said, because I came out dead, but when oxygen hit me, a resurrection took place. I said, then why do I get beat up? Why can't I learn? And Miss Horton said, I am your angel today. She took me to Susan. Susan began to work with me. Susan began to teach me that everybody has the capacity to learn. She said, there's 7 different learning styles. We're going to find out what your learning style is. Once we find out what your learning style is, guess what? We're going to find out what your rate of learning is. Once we find out what your rate of learning is, I'm going to teach you how to learn anything, everything. And then I'm going to teach you how to hear. She said, do you know everybody has an inner ear that can hear how words are supposed to be pronounced? No. Help me out again. Next thing you know, I began to do the work. I did the work, I did the work, and I did the work. She wouldn't let up. Susan wouldn't let up. They said anything worthwhile is worth working for. She then told me that, Anthony, if you really want to change your life, she said, don't take shortcuts. You beating up people is a shortcut because you're trying to camouflage your weakness, your deficit, so you want to cover it up. She says, but I don't want you to cover it up. I want you to face it head on, and I want you to be able to conquer it. I want you to be able to challenge it. She said, if your mother said you were dead at birth and you're walking, that's enough for you to fight for. She said, so I want you to understand that a miracle is defined as an act of God. A miracle is defined to defy natural and scientific laws. Next thing you know, I was watching TV, and they had this, I don't even know who he was, but he was on there saying God performed miracles. They had a lady in a wheelchair. They had another guy that said his arm grew, and I'm sitting there watching this, and I said, hey, mama, is this real? She said, I think so, baby. I said, well, I don't know if them people really got up from that. She said, it looked like it. I said, well, okay. I said, God, if you're real and you hearing me, then help me conquer this situation in my life that I can't talk, I can't enunciate, I can't learn, I can't put pieces together. And I don't want to go to jail and don't want to be in hell. Help me, God. And I promise you something happened. I don't know what happened. I can't explain it. I just know one day, after saying that, I fell to my knees. And I went to school. And Susan was telling me all of the things to do, and it seemed like it clicked. It was like people say you have an aha moment. And I had an aha moment. And I said, Susan. She said, what? I said, I got it. She said, what you got? I said, I don't know, but I got this thing, baby. She said, well, come on, let's keep on going. The next thing I know, you know what I was doing? Oh, I think I hit something. I started getting excited about learning. I started reading stuff. I went to this one class, and I never forget it. The teacher his name was Mr. Lobo. Mr. Lobo, and all of us that was in that room, we were the short bus, right? So he said, I want all of you to tell me what your dream is. So I tell him, I was trying to tell him, but I couldn't get it out. He said, oh, you just sit down. You don't have to talk. And everybody else, he said, okay, just write it down. So we write our dreams, what we're going to do, what we're going to accomplish. I told him I'm going to talk. I'm going to be writing books. I'm going to travel. I'm going to be teaching people. I said, and then God's going to bless me, and I'm going to be rich to help people. So I write this dream and give it to him. He pulls me to the side. He says to me, your dream is too lofty. It's unrealistic. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take this paper and put an F on it. And you take it back home and you get real realistic and come back and give me a better dream. So I took the dream to my grandmother. I said, Grandma, I don't know what to do. She said, why, baby? I said, because the teacher asked me about my dream. I told him I had prayed God's helping me learn. I think I can conquer this. And I'm telling him what I'm dreaming, and he gives me an F and says, too lofty, it's too much. She said, well, baby, I can't tell you really what to do, but I will tell you this. Whatever decision you make, it's going to affect you for the rest of your life. So I went back to Mr. Lobo. He said, you got me a new dream? I said, sure do. He said, good, I want to have it. I said, take your F. And I'm keeping my dream. I'm going on and do what I got to do. And guess what? I graduated from high school. Come on now, magna cum laude. Talk to me, somebody. I gave the speech at my high school, the same ones who was bullying me now asking me to help them. I said, you're going to have to pay me, okay? It's going to cost you $100. That might cost you $2 because you really hit me, okay? Then I went to college and ran track for Eastern Kentucky University. And when I was in Eastern Kentucky University, I had to overcome this other situation because I was running track. And I ran into another one who said that you could not make it on this team. And I said, why not? Because I beat everybody. He said, because you're a freshman, and freshmen don't make the traveling squad. I said, you should have never told me that. Do you know I've been fighting since I was born, sir? I said, tell me, what can I make the team on? He said, pole vaulter. A pole vaulter? What is a pole vaulter? I've never saw a pole vaulter. So he gave me a stick, gave me a book, and said, if you want to make the team, be a pole vaulter. And that was it. I said, okay, God, you've helped me before. Now let's see if you can do it again. And I read the book. They didn't have YouTube back then, right? So you got to do what you got to do. And I learned how to pole vault. And when I never forget, I went over the pole and didn't hit it. I said, oh, look at here, look at here. So I went back and got some more speed, hit it. I said, this is about to be good over here. And I went high and it threw me over. And I called the coach. I said, Coach, I think I'm ready. He said, you ready for what? I said, to make the team. He said, I told you, freshmen can't. I said, you said they can't make the squad as a freshman running. But you gave me the book and you gave me the pole vault. He said, oh, I didn't know where in the world you've learned that. And you the one told me you had all them problems. Yes, sir, but I don't have them anymore. And guess what? He came out. I went over, made the team as a freshman. Again, showing what God can do. And then we heard that a barrier is only to the degree that you submit to it. And I found out that barriers are made to be broken. Whatever barrier they got in your life, guess what? You can overcome it. And then I found out that if people do not like your dream, if people don't like what you're doing, they disqualify themselves to be in your world. Because where you're going to go, you don't listen to what the other people say, and you don't let what they say affect you in your mind. You can overcome no matter what the odds are stacked against you. God says all things are possible to him that believe. You have to believe. Belief is intricately inside. It's on the inside of you. It's something you got to just know. You know, my little cousin, he says it this way. Hey, I said, how do you know that, John? He said, you know what, Unc? I said, no, I don't. He said, I don't know. He said, I don't know how I know, but I know that I know. That's what belief is. You got to know that you know that you know. So now I go around teaching everybody. We got this group called the Mod Squad. Never forget it. There's one guy. His name is Darius. His mother said, same situation almost. And I told her, I said, give me your son for 1 year. She said, I don't know. I'm ready to send him back. I'm ready to do some stuff. She sent him back. And guess what? I said, if he don't come back better, I'll pay you some money. She gave him to me. Guess what? He graduated from high school, graduated from college. He's now running a big successful business. He's been able to help her pay her bills and her auntie bills. She said, whatever you're doing, keep doing. That's what we do. We overcome obstacles and we teach people that miracles truly exist. I'm a walking miracle to this day. That's why we created the Leaders Live Generously Academy. That's why we created Anthony D. Shannon Consulting Group to help people overcome obstacles and make it to the next level. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you.